how should we inculcate nationalism in all the young generation today? What procedures have to be taken? Where should it start from?
There is this very famous quote I read where I was a young kid like them. It says, at 20, you are an idealist. At 40, if you are still an idealist, you are a fool. Because the ways of life change a person from their idealism. And these guys right now, the kids who are sitting here, are extremely idealist. There's no doubt. Not even 1% here, you cannot say that he doesn't have idealism at heart. And every single kid who's sitting inside this hall, everybody is patriotic. There's not even a 1% doubt somebody is not patriotic. And every single kid who's sitting inside this thing right now, they put their country first. Not even a doubt. But the problem is, they'll be leaving this campus in about 6 months, 1 year's time. They'll be seeing the real world. That is where the problem comes. And this kid should always have that confidence that taxpayers' money is wisely utilized. That is number one. You cannot have a situation in our country that honest person, I pay my tax, somebody doesn't pay my tax. The law is very slow to catch them up. So these are the things they will see. The first day the auditors will come. Somebody will be big in their life 10 years from now. The auditors will come and say, can I talk about tax exemption? And moment we are earning okay, we can take care of our family, we can take care of our kids' education. I don't think what is tax exemption. You are paying it for the country. And the country needs to put roads, and country needs to pay for the armed forces, take care of them. Even if you're a 100 crore guy, you're earning so much, the auditor will earn money from you just by talking about tax exemption. A country shouldn't talk about tax exemption once you are reasonably okay. Once you're able to take care of your family. I think they'll be seeing that. And after a point of time, they'll be seeing corruption in their lives. Then the question they'll be asking is, I am giving so much to my country. Is my country giving back anything to me? Moment that questions come, we are in a dangerous territory. I am giving so much to my country. So all of us, we pay a sacrifice, madam. It is not that every single person, they give something to that country. At a point of time, inflection point, somehow you think the country is not treating you well. As a citizen, you are not getting the services. As a citizen, you are not getting a police that is ramrod straight. As a citizen, your public transport is not good. As a citizen, when rain comes, you see water in the road. You just have to walk. As a citizen, you feel thousands and thousands of crores stashed away somewhere. That is the time, probably mid-20s or early 30s, when they ask this question to themselves, is my country treating me fairly? And that is the time this kind of moral dilemma comes. I hope and pray the kids who are here will always ask this question. I will never ask what the country is going to give to me. I will always ask, what am I going to give to this country? Because you cannot have this question ulta. Because you ask this question reverse. Because the country will always have some bad individuals. And nowadays in TV, the bad individuals get shown more than good individuals. No TV camera has got time to visit all the 4 Naris sitting here and do a follow-up story. After 25 years, how is their family? I don't see any TV channel doing it. That is a story for me. That is a positive story for me. Going and talking to those mothers, doing a story now, asking, how are your children doing? Are they okay? Do you have any problem still? Do you think the government has to do more for you? Everything is great. Everything is okay. So that story will not come. You switch on the TV from morning till night, it is all bad news, more bad news, and amplified bad news, fake news. And that somebody fighting here, this politician said something about them, the other person will respond. So this kind of stories will never make a great nation. The current stories that is shown in our Indian television from morning till night, this is not going to build a great nation, because you show a handful of bad guys. 99.99% of this country is made up of good people. Honest taxi drivers. Even a Uber, Swiggy guy who honestly earns money by traveling in this and giving my food. A honest watchman who stands outside CMR and does his duty for 12,000 rupees. I'm talking of honest people. But somehow in the visuals, these honest people don't come into my eyesight. So that is a problem our kids will go through. 28 and upper 30s. They will see this bad news getting amplified. So even that time, they should ask the question to themselves, I don't care what the country is giving to me. What am I giving to this country? So because this country has made sure it has withstood so many things over 20,000 years. It has seen so much invasions. It has seen our wealth getting plundered. But every time this country has risen up, because there was always a guy who stood up and said, what more can I give to my country? Since somebody said that, every time you bounce back, the next generation is having the fruits of their labor. I hope and pray they continue to be idealistic. If people call them fools for being an idealist, absolutely okay with it, no problem. Let them be fools for being called an idealist. By not paying corruption, if they want to suffer in life, let them suffer. By not paying a bribe money, if the traffic constable is making them to wait for 3 hours, let them wait, because that's how the country changes. And every time you take a shortcut, the traffic guy will always say, you pay 300, immediately I'll leave you. You pay 100, you have to go to the court to pay the challan. How many times people get this question? That is your first test of Satya Sodhanai. That is your first test. The moment you pass the test, nobody can take this country back. The first test is, do you want to pay 300 instantly, or do you want to pay 100 rupees in court? Knowing fully well, our citizens should say, okay, I'll pay 100. Sorry, I made a mistake. I didn't see the no parking. I didn't see left turn. I didn't see this. Then they go to a court, wait in the court. Their name will get called at 2:30. Then the challan goes there. 1 full day gone. Their earning capacity of 1 full day, 1,800 rupees or 2,000, paid holiday, whatever they have taken. If they are willing to go through that sacrifice, the next traffic constable will know, oh, they have become fools in our country. They have become idealists in our country. Nobody wants to pay 300 instantly. Everybody wants to pay 100 in court. This country will change. So I hope and pray, in the next 10 years, the kids here will go through multiple things. Will go through thousands of things in their life. And they have to pass through every test, madam. That is important. They have to pass through every test. It starts today. After this lecture, after this event, after seeing the Nari sitting here, if they've taken one resolution to say, I've taken some shortcut from tomorrow morning, I'm not going to do that. One resolution. If the kids are taking one resolution after leaving at 6 o'clock, whenever this is ending, I will not take a shortcut because my country suffers in the long term. Because the shortcuts you take, the repercussion will always have in the long term. If they do it,
I see
then the
the
country
discussion
will be great.
already happening among the young generation. Have you taken a resolution today? Yes? No? Sir, how can we make more Annamalais like you? Yes.
Madam, we are normal human beings, frankly to be told, and we all make our share of mistakes. And we all have, I'm not giving you a very humble answer, I'm giving you a straightforward answer, madam. If somebody has asked me at the age of 21, as a police officer, I've gone to Siachen for training, the lower Siachen, to see the suffering they go through. We have a 15 days army attachment. And if somebody has told me at 21, probably I come from a small village, exposure to army is very less. Nobody told me about a short service commission, which on my own I learned after 25. If somebody has shown me the trailer of everything this is happening, will you join the army? I don't think I would have got the courage at 21 to do that. I'm being very frank and honest. So many a time we got to appreciate and understand who are our heroes. I'm a visible person. I come in TV, I debate, I discuss, I talk so many things, so I come in TV more. But there are thousands of people better than me who don't get the TV space or a media space or a paper space. Now, my I'm not being very humble, ma'am. I'm being very straight and very forthright. My only request to all my young friends is, and your heroes are all around us. Somehow, we just pass through them. I remember, in my book I've written, when I was when police constables used to work for me, in Bangalore, I asked a guy, one day in the roll call, he came late, about 10 minutes. I asked him, why did you come late? Roll call generally happens at 7:30 in the morning in police station. All the police constables come at 7:30. He said, my house is 2 hours away, so I came late 10 minutes. I'm sorry, sir. That put something in my head. I asked him, why is his house 2 hours away? As an officer, my house is 3 minutes away. Meaning for 7:30 roll call, I come at 7:25. I'm there at 7:30. But my constable who's serving me and serving the society, his house is 2 hours away. This led to a lot of churning. I started asking all of my constables, why you are living far? Then one guy said, no, sir, I don't have police quarters. Then I have to take a house on rent. For the kind of salary I get, 30,000 rupees, I can't take a house of 12,000 rupees, 14,000 rupees rent. I literally go outside Bangalore to a neighboring district. There I get a house for 8,000. I have decided that 4,000 extra should go into for my kids' education. So 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours going back in the evening, that 4 hours is worth, because that extra 4,000 has to go to my kids' education. I've written the book about the constable name also. Now we have to understand, this guy who could have taken 10,000 rupee bribe, that in a city like Bangalore it is very easy. But this guy chose not to take it. This guy chose to put pressure on himself because he will travel the 2 hours extra, not to rent a house inside the city, just because that extra money he felt should go to his children, for 2 children he had. This is a hero for me, because he does 10 times more than what I do. I have my paraphernalia, cars, and 10 constables to salute, and government to listen to you. But this guy, nobody listens. Unless in a roll call like this, you just hear a part of his story. So, but this guy we pass every day, madam. Every day we pass. He'll be standing in some hot sun wearing a cat hat. He'll be standing there with a varicose vein in his leg. A traffic constable does his duty for more than 10 hours. For more than 2 years, the chances of you getting a varicose vein is very high. So you see him, but you will not see the varicose vein because he's wearing a pant. So probably you might have a government service, a nurse who does her work so well, so professionally, but we chose to ignore her, or a government public transport driver. So what I am trying to say, madam, it is time that the society reorients the concept of heroes. Now who is the hero? The Instagram number 1 in the world, 370 million followers, Cristiano Ronaldo, Virat Kohli, multiple million followers. Of course, they give happiness, they give a lot of joy, they give a lot of pleasure to us, no doubt. In a mad and chaotic world, I want to see Virat Kohli's batting, it gives me a lot of happiness. Or I want to see Cristiano Ronaldo's football, fantastic. But that should not mean the society consciously ignores the other heroes. Every time I remember in Western countries, especially in US, I've seen, when an army man walks, most often than not, I have seen 9 out of 10 times the public gives a respect to him. Yes. 9 out of 10 times. I look forward to that happening in our country also. 9 out of 10 times.
Thank you.
You don't even know that guy, you don't even know who is, but he's wearing a uniform for my country. I will stop and say, how are you, sir? Thank you for your service, sir. There are often I keep hearing the words in America, thank you for your service, sir. I think this we have to do, only then the juniors will do. As people, when we see an army guy, just stand up, whatever work you're doing, just put it aside. Or a fire service guy, or a police guy, or a constable, or a nurse, and say, thank you for your service. That is the only thing which will give that extra motivation to take the next bullet. Because he's ready to take the next bullet. That extra motivation to tell them,
great,
we value your sacrifice. Wonderful. I think once we start doing it, the society as a whole will undergo a transformation. It's a silent transformation, madam. Silently it will. Then the kids will become very idealistic. They'll become noble. Then they quoted Vivekananda ji. I think our directors are quoted, cinematographer, hope you become director soon, sir. Our cinematographer, Sendilana, he quoted Vivekananda ji. Vivekananda's ultimate thing is sacrifice. Every single time sacrifice, and many of them don't know, because I come from the land where Vivekananda ji probably got his nirvana, if you look at that term. So 1893, he came to Kanyakumari. There was big rock there. If I remember the date correct, it is December 11. He asked a fisherman, how do I go to that rock? That rock is about 2 kilometers away from the shore. It's very severe turbulent water. Somebody said, nobody has attempted to go to that rock. Nobody has attempted to go to that rock. So you can try swimming to reach that rock. I'm talking of 1893. 1891, 93 the speech happened, 1891, December 11. He jumped into the sea, swam 2 kilometers, climbed up that rock, did tapasya for 2 days. That is where he got the vision of Bharat Mata, what the country has to do, poverty and everything. In 2 days he sat there. Then the passerbys got worried, why is this guy sitting there in that rock for 48 hours? Hot sun, just sitting there. Then they have to take a boat, the story goes, then they have to take a boat to bring him back. If Vivekananda that day has thought about, the water is so turbulent, why should I jump? Because he's had this inner calling, I have to go to that rock. That is the Vivekananda rock, which a monument is built there. And what I'm trying to convey through this is, sometimes our youngsters have to jump. not worry about consequence. Just trust your skill and talent. Just jump into that water, keep swimming.
That's the thing.
It will inevitably take you to a place. And God has got some idea for everybody. And again, a gentleman, when he spoke, he said, somebody is corrupt. The family is questioning, he is corrupt. Why is he become corrupt? He being corrupt is useless to us. And India, corruption is a big problem, madam. Normally we speak nice things in an audience. We all speak great things, nice things. We don't take that monkey out of that bag and leave that monkey to say, look, here is a monkey, ugly monkey. But till we kill corruption in our country, then corruption also kills patriotism. Corruption also kills a sense of service. Corruption also kills a society's bonding. And you got to eliminate corruption, because corruption root cause again comes from shortcut. And moment we start doing that one after, I'm sure this generation will do that. It's a matter of time. Only that mind has to shift 1 degree to say, I'm not going to accept it. Moment they do it, I think we will be living in a beautiful Bharat, the original Bharat which we always wanted to.
Well said, sir. Corruption kills patriotism. So let's vouch that we will have a corrupt-free India very shortly. So